If you are just joining us, welcome to the launch of mayamada, Do I Look Like a Gamer? 2022 representation campaign. For some reason, like 2022 still sounds really weird in my mouth. Like
Yeah,
when
it sounds
I
like
say
a weird
it,
future date.
it doesn't sound real. But we're launching this campaign so the future generation of talent will know that there is a space for them in video games, empowering them to be an active part of shaping the future of video games industry. I'm the gamepad host, Tazzy, and we are into our third guest segment of today, where me and Nigel will be talking to Johana and Tails. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Hi.
Hi, we're glad to have you. So first things first is that more important than anything else is that we want to know your opinion on the Microsoft acquisition.
I'm not
of Activision Blizzard
on this.
Who wants to go first?
I hope Microsoft can buy everything and then put on Game Pass, like everything, maybe even McDonald's or things like that. Everything on Game Pass.
I like it. What do you think, Johana?
Well, I wasn't very surprised of such acquisition in the gaming industry. The game industry at the moment, there is quite a few acquisitions. So there will be coming, and because of the metaverse and all of that, we will see more and more merger and acquisition in the industry. Now, my opinion about Microsoft acquiring Activision Blizzard, I think it's a good thing. Activision Blizzard, based on their historic and how they were managing the company, I think it was something bound to happen, that they were going to be acquired. I want to see what's going to happen. I want to see with this acquisition, it's said that Microsoft will be the third after Tencent and Sony in terms of biggest company by revenue. So I want to see what's the strategy and everything about that.
Cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
I also think, just to and before we get to the other questions, just one of the reasons we're asking this, obviously it's such a big thing and we're doing a poll for February on this, but also with people wanting to get into the industry, it's important, especially for young people, like when you're interested in certain games or the playing side, it's also good to understand what's happening in the industry, because this is a massive story that will change video games. Not sure how yet, but it will change the way games are played. And you've seen what Sony have done, not necessarily in direct response because the deals don't work like that, but what they're doing in their acquisitions, like gaming is changing. And for people who are coming into it now, it's important to be aware of the way that things are changing as you get into the industry.
So now we've spoke about the most important thing. Let's hear a bit about each of our guests. Johana, so do you want to tell us a bit more about you and what you do?
Oh, sure. So I'm Johana Riquier, aka Jojo. So I am a business consultant in the game industry. I used to, when actually Nigel contacted me back in 2019 to be part of the campaign, I used to work for Unity Technologies. So, and at that time, I told myself, am I taking space? And I remember that telling myself, no, you need to show up in order to open that door. Even if myself, I don't consider myself as a hardcore gamer, I'm more of a casual gamer. So now what I was doing at Unity was really pushing the agenda and open new market, which is the Middle East and African market. And today I have founded Gamerging Solution, which is a solution-focused agency focusing on disruptive innovation and social impact, leveraging game development, gaming, and emerging technologies, but in the Middle East and Africa region. So we support that region in terms of, that's why today I'm in Senegal, Africa. So we support the region in terms of business solutions, so CEOs, leaders, governmental institutions in the region, and we also support international companies that really want to have that bridge with talent, with understanding the market, and as well really get that diversity in their content or either content create. So since joining the game industry, I have promoted and really pushed to represent the diverse demographic experience. So I created back in last year, in 2021, the Johana Riquier show, really, which highlight those diverse experience. The year prior, I had started the Overlook Agents, which was a written blog about like short interview with Black professional in games like me. And why I had done that, it was because I could not see myself in the professional game industry, and all the rare people that I could meet was had the same type of experience than us. So we really wanted to show that we were there. The more people see us, the more there will be, accustomed to you. And as well to really open that possibility to young women and young girls that the game development is an industry that can attract any type of people, but that we are there as well. So really it was a way to be, it is a way to be seen and to get people to get excited to join the industry. I don't know if you can hear me. I think there is something in the street. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we can hear you fine. That's just so, I'm so mesmerized just listening. It's really great stuff that you're doing. And tell us, what about you? Tell us a bit about you and what you do.
Hello, everyone. My name is TalixX. Thank you once again for the invitation. I'm glad to be here. And I work with public services. I don't know how to say this in English. It's government stuff, analyzing contracts and stuff like that. And I am the creator, the founder of Wakanda Streamers here in Brazil, which is a project, an initiative to unite Black people here in Brazil and how can I say, increase our race acknowledgement, our race awakening. Because here in Brazil we are a bit late in this matter, and we try to unite people through the games. So there's the name Wakanda Streamers, but we also talk about jobs, our lives, our crisis, our health, many things, and we are always trying to stimulate this. So it's a good place to exchange this experience and grow up as a Black person. We intend to promote this for as long as we can, so our children will grow up with another mentality, with another sense of identity. And we've been doing a great job so far, been really amazing, although it's a bumpy road.
Yeah. So I don't know if to mention the event, but okay, I'm going to mention the event first because it's probably the event that I'm looking forward to the most. We are going to be, as part of the campaign, be doing an ice cream networking event, and we put it out there now, so it has to be an ice cream networking event. There's no taking it back. And the idea behind it is that we want to help young people and those interested in getting into the games industry learn how to network, because it's one of those things that, does anyone know how to do it really? But it can be really intimidating and it can be quite difficult. So we want to create a space that is that you're able to learn that skill with low stakes at hand and low pressure environment, and just because ice cream is fun. That's why that's there.
Who doesn't like ice cream, right?
Right. So I want to ask you both, why do you think it's important to network when pursuing a career in gaming?
So I think it's important to network, first of all, to ensure that to always check up with ourselves, to know the industry, to know people that are in the industry. But it is important to network. Network is not in the numbers, it is in the quality of the connections that we do. We have to really start building connection and building relationship with people. And those connection and relationship with people will help us in continuous learning. So you can actually get to someone that have some experience and ask them for a question. That same person, because they've learned how to know you, is going to be able to refer you to someone or tell you about X, Y, Z. So what is important in the industry is, first one, being able to understand how the industry works. It's an industry that I think if you don't know about it, it's important to get this to get some knowledge about it. And how you can get some knowledge about it is actually talking to people. And when I'm saying the industry, I'm talking about the game development. I'm more on the game development than the esport and gaming players, etc. So ensuring that we have people that we know, that we have relationship with, will ensure that we have this continuous learning, motivation, understanding of how things work, job referral, and grow that community as people from underrepresented background. It is important for people that are already in the industry to see that new fresh air of talent, of human resources as well, and to be there to support them as well.
Amazing.
Definitely, yeah.
Well, I think that one of the important ways to, when we're looking for professional growth, is not to leave aside mental health. And we are always talking about it because when we're only searching for numbers and not quality, as Johana just said, we tend to slowly kill ourselves, without even knowing that we're killing ourselves slowly. So one of the ways that we think that is important is to have the acknowledgement of yourself as a part of the always ongoing universe, our planet. Not about just sustainability and stuff, but what do you want to create, and what do you want to learn? Because you're hardly gonna get an expressive and important growth without knowledge, without learning, without really growing. We cannot misunderstand the concept of growing. We cannot let ourselves think that growing is acquiring many likes or many followers, always numbers, money. How am I growing in this path? what is changing inside of me? Am I changing? Am I changing for good? Am I changing for bad? And what am I changing? How am I contributing for this better world that I'm always talking about? Because we all want a better world, but what is our contribution for that? So
What are you adding? Like,
yes, so it's really, of course, it's really important to seek the money, to know where the money is, to know if we can get money with our network. This is all really important, but what are we going to do with it? Only money just for money. So how are you going to spend your money? How who are you going to pass this energy to? Because if we see money as energy, we're always spending a lot of unnecessary energy, and we're not sharing this energy in a proper way. And not talking just about black money, but we always talk about the economy and stuff. But where are we investing our money? Where are we putting our money? Because we always learn how to criticize things, but not how to look what we are adding, as Nigel said.
I mean, I think that's an important point about like what are you contributing and what value do you bring, and that's a kind of thing. Even like with networking, it's a thing of like not always what can I get, is what can I give as well. So yeah, definitely an important tip there. So I mean, before we get to the end of this segment, it was always interesting to ask what brought people to gaming as well. So I mean, for both of you, what would you say is the game that got you into video games? Johana, do you want to let us know? Is there a game that got you into video games?
I would say that nothing brought me to gaming. I'm in my 40s, and I remember playing Pac-Man on a very old computer. But I'm from a Caribbean background, and as much I don't know if you all have the same experience, our parents thought that playing games was a waste of time. And from the mid 90s to early 2000, for me, I've always been told this is a waste of time, this is a waste of time. So I was in growing up, I wasn't really into games. I was not into the game at all. And fortunately, I was hired at Unity Technology back in 2014, and I then now have to know about games. And funny enough, it took me 1.5 months to actually reply to the first email, because I was like, this is something annoying. I'm not very into it, and really I grew to love the concept during my 2 first interviews, and I was like, oh, that can be something. And I understand that games was more than whatever my parents told me or whatever my culture told me. And although I'm not a great gamer, to reply to your question, what brought me to games was really it was random. So being in the game industry, it was really random, and it was work basically for me. Now it's a way to really fight and advocate for social impact, because I really think that games and knowing how to develop games, knowing how to play games is a way to get people out of poverty. So get people out jobs, skills, like learn marketable skills. And then from those marketable skills, really have a life that you can sustain for you and your family. I can talk a long time about it here in Africa, and I've been in Africa. I've been in Middle East for 3 months now. I'm in Senegal, and I can say that games and is a way, and game development. And when I'm speaking about game development, we know with all those metaverse, etc., when you've got those skills, those programming skills, those design skills, everything, you can apply them to over industries. So architecture, engineering, construction, you can apply them to animation, film, you can apply them to oil and gas or to fintech. So that those skills are invaluable for now, and really is the way to move forward. That's why at the end of the day, that's why I say, why I took part of the campaign. Do I look like a gamer? It's important for me to advocate and provide its message that even if you don't look like a gamer, or even if you don't like games, getting those skills, acquiring those skills can make you actually improve your life and the life of your families. Voilà.
It's a really good point. Yeah.
Well, I can't really remember how I started. If I go back in time, it was like I started through Alex Kidd or Tetris.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was a tough game.
Yeah, Donkey Kong, things like that. And I always had a great interest in electronics and in games and everything that was digital, electronic. I always loved it, this universe. But I started working with it only recently, like 2018, I guess. That's when I started to produce content and with live streams. And then I discovered the beauty of it, that the beauty of it was talking to people. That is one thing that I always loved. Since I was a kid, I was always talking to a lot of people. I had many groups in school. So the lunchtime, I was always talking to one group, then talking to another. And when I started the live stream, it was like finding myself again. Now, about the way I see games today, I see them like a great opportunity of self-knowledge. I mean, I have 2 kids, and when they are playing, I always talk to them so that they can know themselves better. They can observe what emotions are they feeling, what are they getting from that game when they say, please, Dad, do this for me. I cannot do this. So I say, well, we don't know if you really cannot do this. Why don't you try? Just because it's hard, it doesn't mean that you cannot do this. Keep trying, because playing games it's really like that. You keep trying, then you will succeed. And then they succeed, they get really happy, and I try to make that stay in their memory. I say, so this is like many other areas in life. Remember when you couldn't, there was a time you couldn't climb to your bed. Then you keep growing up, you keep learning things, techniques, and you're even more and more reaching out things. So I try to always connect gaming with evolving in life, with learning things. And they say, I don't know how to play this new game. Can you help me? And I say, I didn't play it also, but you know mechanics from other games. So how can you bring mechanics from other games, things that you learned in other games, to this one? And I also do this with their lives. How can you use what you learn in school here in our house and the other way around. So I always try to connect.
There's definitely those transferable skills and that transferable knowledge that can be sort of passed through, like playing video games, that you can equate to your real life. And I actually do that a lot. Video games definitely help me figure stuff out a lot. We need to move on to the next section, but before we do, I just wanted to get a chance to read out a message that I missed earlier, and I'm sorry that I can't get around to all of them, but we actually had our first subscriber.
Oh, really?
So I think that Last Kryptonian actually dropped us subscribed and said, "Hi guys, Vic from Mega City here, just drop in to say congrats on the initiative." Hi Vic, thank you so much for stopping by, and dropping us that our first subscription. Yeah, that's awesome. So stick around because we have our headline interview coming up next after this quick break.
Hey there, I'm Nigel from mayamada. Thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the other great videos we have on the channel. You can also join the Gamepad Discord and check out the next event at gamepad.events. We'll see you soon.